Yeah, we are at the end of the day. So anyways, just before I start heading off, I did want to make a mention before this next video that is going to be launched in a few seconds here. I want to make sure that you guys are all aware that I am not endorsed, paid for, sponsored, perked, or anything from Yamaha when it comes to doing motorcycle ride reviews. Yes, I do get the opportunity to use them since that I work here and we do have some of the product, but I am not paid to say what I say or anything like that. So this is strictly rider feedback as an enthusiast, as a customer just like yourselves. So without any further ado, let's get into the video right now. Woohoo! Well, good day, everybody. Welcome back to another upload of It's a Dyer thing. And what do I got here? Yes, I got something. I got a new key. It is the 2024 Yamaha MT-09. And I've been waiting a long time to get back on it because being a formerly owner of previous MT-09s, and then Sage had the 2023 MT-09, we've never had the opportunity and the chance to actually try and ride the 2024 MT-09. So let's get on it, but first let's do the walk around. So yeah, man, you know what, I after taking out for a little ride here on the MT-09 2024, you know what, it's still the same, like I was saying, the same foundation, the same bike as it has always been and has been, you know, well known for. The handling, the nimble, the light, the power, and just the fun factor of riding such an awesome bike. Like, you know what, that CP3 engine just makes it. I mean, that's what it's all about. And now as years progress from 2016, now can't you remember even 2014, 2016, 17 changed into the MT series, 18, 19, and then 21 was the new generation that came out, and now this up to 23, now this 24 and newer. Again, they keep refining it. They keep making it better, and you know what, they do have to still kind of go with the flow of you know, the demand, the design. They can't keep it the same, so you got to remember that, right? So and I think they've done a fantastic job. Again, it's a platform, it's a base, it's a foundation, it's a blank canvas. You add what you want to it to make it yours, right? So most people, they're going to take the mirrors off, they're going to put little bar end mirrors on, stuff like that, or they're going to put like little stealthy mirrors. You know what, they made add on the mount, which then you got these wicked awesome hand guards that are pretty cool, or you sport shields and a fly screen and stuff like that, so that will fill up the front end, right? You know, you got the smaller little accessory flashers that people are going to put on. You know, people are going to definitely take that off, right? And they're going to put on the integrated TST tail light system, or even a tidy tail and stuff like that. But I mean, other than that, the bike has everything that you need from it, man. I mean, the tech is just there. I mean, it is one of the safest bikes that I have ever used in Ontario, and basic street bike. Again, remember, this is a street bike. It's not a track bike. It's not a racing bike. It is a street bike, and you never know what happens in the street. So to have this much tech here, it's kind of like your guardian angel of systems that helps you enjoy the ride. I mean, there's so many times people have gone down, whereas, you know, there's so many times I've put myself into a situation where if I didn't have the tech, and didn't have the experience to get out of it, it would be a little bit more of a dicey move and stuff like that. But you know what, I'm liking it. It's a fun bike, and it's only going to get better as years go more forward, right? I'm still liking this system. I really do. I like that. I like that it comes with an adjustable system, whereas previous or any standard stock style levers are these massive clunky levers which you kind of have to reach out, right? I mean, this it really allows you to tailor it and without having to spend the money. So you literally can take this and it's pretty much done the way you want to do it, right? So it's fun. I like it. It's a great bike. Right, any things that, like I said, what I changed? You know what, not really, just the mirrors. That's the only thing I didn't like. You know, and I keep talking about the mirrors. It's just, you can't adjust the arm without the tools. You need the tools in order to adjust the arm, otherwise it kind of launches itself off. So if you're kind of like me, where you like to bike swap with buddies and stuff like that, you know, you're limited to just this much adjustment and not the actual arm adjustment, right? And then, yeah, so we still got a lot of tech here, and I know there's enough videos out there that are talking about this, so I really don't need to get into details on this. But I mean, it's still your basic stuff where you know, you got the apps and then the themes, navigation. So it's very much intuitive, like many of the newer Yamaha products that are out there right now. So I really don't need to get into that because I'm sure my videos are already long enough as it is. But this cruise control, the factory cruise control on any of the bikes nowadays, it is such a nice thing to have, just because it allows you to kind of take your hand off, and either, you know, you're peace signing as you're overtaking another biker dude, which is, you know, that's what I use mine for, or just signaling as if I'm doing group rides, you know, and I'm saying, hey, I'm about to turn right or turn left, and I'm not using both hands. That it does allow me to do that, and it allows me to kind of, you know, navigate or kind of identify anything that's on the ground behind us other than by using your feet. Sometimes I like to use my hands. Again, it's as group riding, right? So it's stuff that I kind of do, but for the most part, you know what, it's pretty cool. I like the finish of the brake lever, man. They finally changed that around, right? That's different now compared to what it used to be. It used to be like a little just metal bracket, right? So now it's getting more refined. It's getting finished. Even the shifter, like normally it used to be just a round peg with that rubber insert on it, right? And now it's a much cleaner system. And you know, the caps, the plugs, this should be a top seller just as a service part for any 2021 to 2024 MT-09s. You can buy this cap and just plug that hole in. I mean, there's that gaping hole there where now it's nice and clean with that. So we never knew what was going on with that, but other than that, you know what, it's a great bike. So this is an absolutely, it's been since 2019 that I've had my previous MT-09. Sage had the 2023, so there's definitely a lot going on with this one here, man. I really, I'm really liking this bike. It's nice. You know what? A couple little things I'm not too shabby on is the mirrors. I enjoyed the old style mirrors where you can adjust them. These ones, unfortunately, you can't adjust, but I like the layout on this, right? It's pretty cool. So, all right, let's go. We're heading off to... I need to adjust that clutch out. I like a looser clutch. Let's get this adjusted. Then we can adjust this close as it. This is really nice, right? Where you actually have now factory levers actually have some adjustment on it. That is really nice. So yeah, see, I don't like to reach, I don't like to pull my fingers out so far to get that clutch going. How much fuel do we got? How much fuel do I have? Instant fuel, average fuel, coolant. Now I'm sure we got plenty of fuel. All right, it doesn't matter. Let's go. So I'm with Joel here. He's taking the opportunity and he's riding the my MT-10, the little bugger. Now I don't know what kind of settings we got here. We got mode on street, but then again, you can also still kind of dial in and go into even finer tuner settings. Oh my god, I forgot to put my backpack on. All right, we're gonna have to put my sandwiches inside. We're heading down to Pita Pit. which is what we normally like to do on a lunch rip. And I said, you know what, let's take the opportunity to give the MT-09 a little try, man. So yeah, so Sage had the 2023, I had the 2019, which was the oldest model, and I've been running the MT-09s, and formerly known as the FZ-09, since 2016, right? So they first came out here in North America 2014, right? So there's been a lot of changes. And so from 2021 to 2024 right now, the engine has changed significantly, and that was in 2021. Now for the 2024 and newer, what's really cool is it's coming standard with the quick shift, and now it's the 4th generation quick shift, which is a quick shift up and down, which is so cool. And you can see here we do have it enabled, which is really nice. Previous models only had the quick shift up, so this one does have now both up and down, and it is so functional. And what I really like, and a lot of you might say, oh, but it's kind of pointless and it's kind of useless to have, is the cruise control. I tell you, having a cruise control on a sport bike or a hyper-naked bike, it is absolutely fantastic. It's nice to have. Because you know what, you're not always wanting to ride like with the one hand or the two hands, but there's times where you want to kind of swap your hands. Even if you're like, you know, giving a peace sign or the 2-wheel down sign to a buddy that you're overtaking, you know what? Oh, look, why the back brakes are kind of a little bit icky. I don't know. Mr. Joe, yeah, look, you're looking good, man. We're gonna get on the highway. We're gonna kind of stay on the left, and then kind of cut off everybody, all right? And just say, give them the finger, say, no, I'm kidding. It's so light. Like, this is mine, right? And I love my MT-10, and I will probably never go with anything else other than the MT-10. But you know what? It's the seat positioning on this one is definitely much different compared to what it used to be. I gotta get used to these flashers. It's so different, right? We're used to having the, you know, not the self-canceling, because these are now self-canceling flashers, right? But we're used to having those flashers where you kind of push in and then press to kind of cancel, and then so on and so forth. These ones here will self-cancel within speed and distance, right? So, which is really cool, because then, you know what, John, this would be perfect bike for you, because you always forget to disable your flashers, right? So it's I would definitely need a full day to get used to riding with this thing. Look at Joel. He's kind of really wanting to go with the MT-10 for next year as well, right? So, but you know what, I'm still liking it. A lot of people are kind of like not a big fan of the front end and stuff like that. But again, when you're on the bike, you're not really paying attention to it, right? So, you know, as a cosmetic, where's the horn? Yeah, oh, we'll just stay here. It does have adjustable handlebars, so you can actually position the handlebars further forward or further back, and it does have adjustable foot pegs, which you can actually bring a little bit higher, right? So depending on the rider itself, if you want a little bit more sporty feel, those are factory options, right? Straight from the crate. There's no add-ons. You don't have to buy anything and all that. You just kind of adjust it, right? So it's pretty cool. You could definitely hear, because I mean the MT-09 definitely has that suction intake sound, right? So with this now, it definitely amplifies it, right? So you get more in tune. I'm not one for big loud exhausts, right? I like to kind of keep it, you know, incognito. I like to keep it quiet, because I just don't like pissing off my neighbors. But then, you know, as you ride out and you're doing 8-9 hour rides, man, your ears start to bug you, right? So on loud exhaust and stuff like that, she is equally as nimble as it has always been, right? I mean, the MT-09 has always been known for such a very nimble, quick throwing, easy toss around bike. Yeah, that hasn't changed on that. Factory heated grips as of right now, I think still for the 2024 are still in the works. So that is kind of like a, you know what, for us off-season riders, you know, having nice warm heated grips, it would be nice to have. So I'm sure it's got something to do with this whole layout, because it is all fly-by-wire now, right? So they're definitely probably working on that, and hopefully by next spring 2025 there'll be something that's super available. But the handling on this bike, again, like, you know, and I've always said that about many MT bikes. The MT series bike, you get so in tune with it, and you get so part of the bike, you don't even have to think about what you want to do. You just do it, right? It just becomes part of you, right? It just, you're looking at the curve and it just kind of does the curve, right? And that's always been such the nicest thing about that bike. You know what, I like this bike. It's such a nice bike. Sage had the 2023 and he absolutely loved it, right? And then he went into the 2024 MT-10 SP as well. And which he, you know what, he likes that bike, but I think he tends to get himself into a little bit more trouble. But this one here is, you know, punchy. It's so light, and the horsepower per weight ratio compared to the MT-10 and stuff like that, it's quite impressive. It's, you know what, a little bit buzzy, but that seems to be the CP3 engine, right? So I'm now at 4,500 RPM on 6 gear, which is a normal travel speed at 114 kilometers, 120 kilometers here in Canada. I do feel a little bit of a bar buzz, but that's because you're just not used to this engine. Now, I remember my first models that I had, I did used to get a bit of a finger numbness, but then you become accustomed to it, you become used to it, right? So this does have the factory bar ends on it, so I definitely wouldn't want to have that removed. But you know what, it wouldn't take long for your body to become used to that feeling, and then that bar buzz feeling will be gone. Oh, the screen is very clear. It's nice. Okay, we got to move over. Boom, one over. I like these brakes and the clutch lever, just being able to be, and the Brembo, right? But being able that they're adjustable from factory, both clutch and even that clutch perch is actually really nice. Where that, you know what, generally that used to be the first thing anybody would have to upgrade. Oh my god, these flashers. You know what I got to do is I got to get into a mindset of, you know what, once you apply it and you go, whether if you're turning or changing lane, just don't touch it after, right? I got to get used to that, not touching it after, and it's going to self-cancel, I think. It's supposed to, probably by speed and stuff like that, but here we go. So we're at Beat a Bit. Let me go get my food. And Mr. Joel's right behind me, so the new 24s do come with a lot of really cool features, even still the same systems and the same safety functions and the controls as previous models from 21 and newer. But this one does have a lot more, and it's getting kind of tricky, man. It's like you got this whole cluster. I think, what was it, like 13 buttons on here or something like that? So it's I would like to dive in deeper and just kind of get a better look at it. Now, I do know that this also connects with the Garmin Street Cross app and the Yamaha Ride app, which I had previously for the X-Max scooter video that I did. but then I kind of deleted the app because I wasn't really riding the scooter anymore. So I'm not going to re-download all that, but you guys, I'm sure, either you can check out my video, which would work the same function, same features, or there's plenty of videos out there in regards to how to connect and what to do for your navigation and that kind of information. We're getting dinged up with this darn massive truck here that's gonna ruin our jumping onto the highway. Oh, I was so hoping that would have been a nice nice onto highway, whatever. So wow, on street mode there's a lot of engine braking. Like as soon as you're off that throttle, it really kind of throws you forward, it throws you down. So I don't know if there's a setting on that it allows you to control how much engine braking, because there's also a slipper clutch on this, and then there was something else which, you know, I'll add the information as I kind of go over the specs. It's really not about kind of going over all the specs, but just a rider feedback as to what it feels like to ride. Oh my god, I really don't like this flasher system. I'm so used to the old way. Come on, let's go. Then I gotta press the same button again to that. The transmission is smooth, so I have to press the same button again to disable that flasher, or again it's by speed and stuff like that. So down, up. Yeah, you know what, the transmission is very smooth, and that shifting of the quick shifter really, you know what, it's very nice. Now I don't have a shield on here or a deflector, but the air is still actually fairly clean. Not bad. I mean, you're definitely feeling it on the chest. So for a full day ride, I would definitely go with a mount and then a sport shield. And at the same time, that would also kind of help fill up the gap a little bit, because it definitely looks a little bit lost, right? That, I think, was one of the biggest complaints from most people, is like they're like, oh, it looks like the Iron Man mask and there's nothing there, and it has no front end. Well, neither did the 23, neither did, you know, the 19 did, right? So but the 21 to 23 kind of was I'm not gonna say lost, but you know, it didn't have it, right? So how long does this thing stay on for, this flasher? As soon as I say I want to flash, and it just kind of keeps flashing, right? So yeah, I'm not a super big fan of that, unless it's some kind of setting that you can do. See, now it's off. Like I thought I pressed it. Oh. You know what, it's you got to get used to the ride, and you know what, and I think that's one part of the break-in procedure from all manufacturers. It's not actually breaking in the motorcycle or its components, it's also breaking in the rider and the user, learning how that bike functions and its features behind it. Oh, look at the traffic here, my god. How does you balance out? Yeah, you're nice and smooth, eh? Yep. So, but overall, yeah, you know what, you know, you're on an MT-09, and it's been such a well tried, tested, and true motorcycle, right? It's such a fun, it's a fun bike. This on like a tight, twisty route, you know, either we go up north or you hit like the tail of the dragon down Smoky Mountains or anything like that. That's where this bike really dominates a lot, because you got that power, you got the horsepower and the torque is unbelievable. So fun bike, I like it. A couple of things I would change, but you know what, and that's normal, right? So you can't be hitting and dissing out on components like the flashers and stuff like that, or the mirrors and whatnot, because those are things that, you know what, most people would customize anyways. So it's there, it comes from factory, same as the front end, it comes from factory, and it allows you to, you know what, here's a blank canvas, Mr. Customer, take it, do what you like, make it yours, and enjoy it. But the foundation, right, the actual bike itself is a phenomenal bike. Like, it's the seat is finally comfortable, right? And I like that it's now a 2-seat system, whereas before it was a one system. So you could even put like a nice little solo seat cowl, or you could take that off. And I'm sure the market is going to come up with where you're going to have like a seat cowl or a rack that you can actually easily put on with a tail bag, touring bag, whatever like that. And let's give it a pull. Should we give it a pull? We're gonna go 6,000 RPM and 3, 2, 1. Not bad. What are you doing, you dum-dum? Why would you stop there? Why would you stop there? A couple of, it was not even a year ago. There, somebody had probably done a very similar thing, and they ended up coming up onto the sidewall and crashing right into that bridge, right? So, because idiots like that stop in a place like that, which is not smart. If you're gonna stop where there's an intersection, an on-ramp, off-ramp, so that it gives you enough time to go, and people are expecting slower traffic to happen, right? So, oh, well, the fun is over almost. I gotta bring it back. But I definitely need more time with this bike. This would, it's nice. The seating stance is actually not too bad. It's not super aggressive, and I'm not one to have an aggressive stance either, but I would probably still end up putting some bar risers on it. Wow. Smooth, man. It's just such a smooth bike. The sound, it's got that distinct, beautiful CP3 sound. It's an overall, it's a fantastic bike. I can't wait. Yamaha's coming out with a lot more models that use this CP3 engine, and you know what, I think it's such a smart move for them to do that, right? So just recently there was that launch that happened on September 30th as a teaser. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check it out. Go onto the YamahaMotorsports.com website, see what that's all about. And you know what, very soon on October 9th, there's another hint. There will be a launch of a new model coming out. That's gonna be an interesting one. So, but yeah, you know what, anyways, fun bike. Oh, I like it. I gotta be smart here because these are probably people stuff. Boop. So anyways, there you have it, right? So yeah, let's park it up, walk around, talk a bit more. I'm on first gear. Let's do a pull. Oh, I like that popping sound. Easily get into trouble with this bike, Sage. I know you would so much get into trouble with this bike. Oh, that front gets so light, man. Ooh, doggy. All right.